Something There, a Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction written and narrated by Mira Rose. Artwork by Chowan Painting. You can find a link to their Instagram in the description box below. Look at their art. Isn't this just so cute? Ooh. Anyway, if you're new to this channel, this is where I, Mira, hi, that's me, write and narrate fanfiction for the Miraculous Ladybug fandom. If you'd like to check out other videos, you can find them right here on this channel. Now then, if you haven't already, don't forget to not only subscribe to this channel and hit the bell to stay up to date on the latest parts of your favorite fanfiction, but also leave a like and a comment for the YouTube algorithm. If you don't know what to comment, put Plag and Tiki. Now then, please enjoy Something There. Adrien Agreste, at home, with his wife. Adrien stared at his Kwami, sleeping peacefully and snuggled up to Tiki. Huh. No, there's definitely something going on between them, he said. For the last time! They're older than dinosaurs, and that's not an expression. If something were going to happen between the two of them, it would have already, Marinette said, not looking up from her embroidery. She'd gotten a kit that used ribbons for thread and was determined to make it look at least halfway decent. I don't know. Adrien let the word stretch. Have you seen them leaving the house together? It's not like they're going out to canoodle. Marinette snipped a ribbon. It's her making sure that Plag doesn't rack up the tab at Leon's cheese store too high. He wasn't convinced. Only one thing to do. Sliding on his trench coat, Adrien grabbed his sunglasses and perched himself behind the couch, observing the Kwami so he could follow them when they woke up. What are you doing? Adrien looked up to see Marinette with her arms crossed, frowning down at him. From this angle, the spatula in hand looked quite intimidating. He began. You're gonna get pulled over by the cops again. Okay, listen, last time You have never once worn that trench coat to a good idea. A yawn came from the couch before he could answer. They were awake. Adrien reached out and grabbed his wife, slamming her atop him and out of sight at the cost of thigh pain and an elbow to the collarbone. Tiki sat up and stretched, accompanied by a yawn from Plag loud enough to shake the house. I think I... Need some cheese? Adrien couldn't see her well, but recognized Tiki's voice. Come on, let's go. He watched as the Kwamis took off, fighting Marinette's struggles before uncovering her mouth. Let's go after them, he said. You're not going to change, are you? Marinette asked. No time, let's go. Well, at least you're handsome in anything. Adrien ignored the remark that usually made him glow, because the game was afoot, or however the expression went. It was a lot harder to follow them than expected. They could fly, after all, and Marinette made him comply to all road crossing regulations. Sure enough, they ended at Leon's cheese store. Taking the back entrance, Adrien watched the Kwamis fly around as they hid behind a wheel of Gouda. Of course Leon knew about them, much to his wife's dismay, but still, they were being a bit bold by flying about so openly. Adrien, let's just go, Marinette said, tugging on his sleeve. Shh. They watched as Plag tried to yank a cube of cheese from the bottom of a display, leaving Tiki to roll her eyes and bring the top one down to him instead. Here, she said. Thank you, sugar cube. Adrien heard Marinette gasp as Plag basically headbutted Tiki. Was that supposed to be a kiss? From Plag? Did Kwamis even kiss in the first place? Come to think of it, he'd seen Tiki kiss Marinette's cheeks before, but there's no way Plag would ever do such an action. Did his eyes deceive him, or... You were right, Marinette whispered. Nah, that was just a thank you. Adrien felt a bit unsettled from this. I don't know. Marinette leaned closer. There's something more. Like you said, friends since before dinosaurs. No, maybe you're right, babe. Maybe they just needed time to mature. Oh, dear. She had that look in her eye. Yeah, that's why Plag is just that. Mature. She smacked his pack without looking away from the Kwami duo. But more than any of the other Kwamis, they spend a lot of time outside of the Miraculous box, and therefore apart from each other. When's the last time they got to spend this much time with the other? She had a point, but what was once exciting and mysterious now made his skin crawl. Now that he'd seen it, a relationship didn't suit Plag at all. Besides, they were androgynous creatures. Why should they date at all? But still, looking at the way he flew around Tiki to bug her as she settled things with Leon made him wonder if there was something there after all. Adrien, come on! Marinette hissed, tugging his trench coat as the Kwamis left. We have to get home before them! Out of breath, Adrien was just barely able to strip the suspicious-looking trench coat before Plag barreled through the door, his bag looking less stuffed than when they'd seen it at the cheese store. Leon was having a sale, Plag exclaimed. Half off Camembert-related purchases. I'm sorry, Marinette. Adrien, Tiki said, retreating to her dollhouse. Sorry? For what? Adrien asked. The answer was obvious. Plag pulled out cheese-themed everythings. A pen, an apron that said I'm kind of Gouda in the kitchen, and a small sweater that he, Plag, put on straight away with a tiny piece of camembert stitched on it. Well, at least the apron was a pun when spoken by an American. Did you enjoy your date? Marinette asked. Wow, she didn't care about being subtle, huh? I'll go on a date with cheese any day, Plag exclaimed, unwrapping and inhaling a piece of camembert. Slow down there, bud, Adrien said, catching the piece he threw in the air before it could land in his mouth. He shot a glance to Marinette, who shrugged. Huh. Maybe there wasn't something there after all. Retiring to the couch, after all that sleuthing, Adrien fell asleep to a dream about dancing in the kitchen wearing the Gouda apron and belting Jesse McCartney. Strange, but it didn't matter. He wouldn't remember it when he woke up. It was just another delightful day with his wife and his 2 Kwamis. Thank you so much for listening. You can find other Miraculous Ladybug fanfictions on this channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment. If you don't know what to comment, put Adrien's trench coat. I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye!